Hi, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I want to quickly share something that happened to me in 2021. Yes, in 2021. Okay, so backstory, right? My name is Ijoma. My Igbo name is Ijoma. It means safe journey. Yeah, safe journey. So imagine if you're traveling and someone is telling you, Ijoma, they're just trying to tell you, oh, have a safe trip, you're going to arrive safely, the journey is going to be smooth, the road is covered with the blood of Jesus. Yeah, so that's what it means. Safe trip, safe journey, go well, yeah, everything like that, but it just means safe journey. Yeah, so because of the name, I think I had so much thought about that name, so much, or rather meditated about that name so much that if I'm taking any trip, if I'm on my way to anywhere, I just have it at the back of my mind. I just have it like in my consciousness that nothing is going to happen to me. Like nothing can happen to me. I'm going to arrive safely and I'll be fine. Another backstory is I was born and I grew up in Kaduna State. Yes, so I was born in Kaduna State. I grew up there, had my primary and secondary education there, and then I moved down to the east, to Anambra State specifically. That is my state of origin. Yeah, so I moved down there for my tertiary undergraduate education. Afterwards, I was expecting that since I lived in the north, or since I was born in the north and I went to the east to school, NYC should have posted me to the west or to the south. Only for me to check my call-up letter and I saw Sokoto State. And I'm like, are you guys serious right now? Can't you guys see that I'm supposed to be posted to the west? Like, why am I posted back to the north? In their mind, they're like, go back to where you're coming from. Okay, so I went back to the north, Sokoto State, like Kaduna, Sokoto State. So it wasn't so much of a big deal. Like even when I saw it, when people said, they're like, you're already used to it. I understand their culture. I understand, a little bit of their ideology. So yeah, we're like brothers and sisters, so I can go and serve there. So when I told my parents, they were like, in Sokoto here now. I went for my service here and in Sokoto, everything. When I finished, I was now coming back. I was not coming back. That should be in 2021 when I was coming back to Kaduna State now, because we live in Kaduna State. So I was coming back to Kaduna State. My friend helped me with my bag, just went to the bus park very early. By 7 o'clock, I was already there. Then everybody, they were delaying, trying to get passengers. Of course, they're not going to leave until they have the full passengers in the bus. So I was waiting with my friends. Later on, they left me there. And we were still there. I was still there. Do you get? I was pressing my phone and I was not conscious of what was happening in my environment. I didn't notice, I didn't even check the passengers that were coming to pay for the bus and everything. I was not checking any of that. I was just pressing my phone, listening to music, reading a book, an ebook, everything. I was just practically doing everything. Then, by 10 o'clock, when it was now time for us to go, I wanted to sit in front, like the front seat beside the driver, because I came first. But they said women don't sit in front. I think is a rule in the north or something. I think one for religious purposes, women don't stay in front. And another reason, I think for security purposes again, you can't stay in front. So in case anything wants to happen, the men in the front will save you at the back. So I said, okay, I was going to sit, just by the door. So once you open the door, you're going to see me. And they said I can't sit there again. The man has to sit there again for security reasons. I said, okay, no problem. So I opted to sit at the back, like just at the back seat, like immediately you enter the very last seat. I was going to sit there by the window. Please, window seat is very, very important. Whenever you're traveling, secure the window seat. So I secured that seat and I was just there. So it was not time for us to go. I went to my space and people started entering. I still was not paying attention. It was when we now started moving and I looked around. I was like, look, I am the only female in this bus. Before then, during that time, we've had so many issues of attacks, kidnapping. Even my direct boss, like where I served, the boss I report to, right, like my direct lead was kidnapped. And he was with these people for about a month. The owner of our organization had to beg other staff. I was just a copper, so they were not paying me service charge, but they had to beg other people to be paying service charge to please, lease out your service charge. If I forget your service charge for this month, we are going to contribute money to get this man out of the kidnappers den. Like, it was that bad. And again, there was a time that will I say they locked down or something, but there was no network for about a month. After, when the kidnapping was, was now becoming rampant, there was no network anymore. So if you want to make calls, you have to travel out and go to Kebbi State. Kebbi State was close to Sokoto then, so you have to travel to Kebbi State to make calls or to do something. It's not like people have to travel to Kebbi State, right, to make calls or something. If they know someone traveling, they'll give you a message that when you get there, help me call this person, see the message, read it out to the person. So we could not call anybody, we could not communicate. But before they did that, they had to announce and tell everybody, living in this state, that this was going to happen. So I had time to tell my mom and tell some key persons that in case you don't hear from me for the next 1 month, just know that they are locking down and they're taking out the network in these areas because of the kidnapping. Now, they now give you a rule that if you're traveling, right, ensure that you pass through the Sokoto Zamfara Expressway at least very early in the morning, right? So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That from 1, 2, 3, if you're on that road, you are on your own, right? These people come out by that time to kidnap people. So at least by morning, you should have passed through that road. At least you should not be entering Katsina. What's the other state after Zamfara? They should not be entering the other states and everything. We do not leave early. I told you we left around 10, which we were supposed to leave by 8, so that by 10, 11, we should have passed through Zamfara. And that's the expressway where those people are. We did not leave early. And then when I now looked around, and I discovered that I was the only female. I don't understand. 14-seater bus, 13 men, only one only one female. I was like, what is happening? So the first thing in my mind was to call my mom. And another thing was, no, don't call her, because if I call her, she's going to start panicking. She might even tell me to come down, then I'm not traveling again. And I was like, there's no need to call my mom. Do you get? Before then, my spiritual mentor, Dr. Uzi Oji, we had this prayer session the previous night, and she was just hammering on Psalm 91 that we should pray with the scriptures and pray with the scriptures and pray with the scriptures. So while I was not in that situation, and it now came to my mind that, okay, you prayed about this last night, right? And I said, oh yeah, that's true. I need to recite it again. I need to bring it to my remembrance again. And then I opened I quickly opened the Bible on my phone. Let me just read out the verses and how it actually worked at that situation. So I'll be reading Psalm 91 verse 4. His massive arms, TPT version. His massive arms are wrapped around you, protecting you. You can run under his covering of majesty and hide. His arms of faithfulness are a shield keeping you from harm. You will never worry about an attack of demonic forces at night. Hey, my own is not by night, my own is by day. Nor have to fear a spirit of darkness coming against you. Verse 6 now said something. Don't fear a thing. Please, whether by night or by day. Demonic danger will not trouble you, nor will the powers of evil be launched against you. When I finished reading this thing, I was not like, nothing is going to happen. Like, nothing is going to happen. You can't do more than it. I know I was the only female in a bus. But then I was like, nothing is going to happen to me, right? Again, I was like, you're Ijoma now. But beyond being Ijoma, please, right now, I am under God. My life is sitting in Christ and Christ in God. I was like, at this point, nothing can happen to me. I finished reading the scriptures. I was just praying in my mind. I didn't want to pray out, of course, because they were all there. People that were carrying, was that their prayer tesbih, they were carrying tesbih. Some people even with the one they put on their finger and they're counting it, meditating. Me too, I'm also meditating in my mind. I'm also praying in my mind and all of that. Like I also didn't want to speak Igbo when I called my mom. I don't want them to hear that, Nyamiri, I said, please, it's okay, let me not draw attention to myself. For the fact that I was not even covering my hair or covering my body, they already know that this person is not a Muslim, right? So they can do anything. And my mother was like, I hope these people are not even the kidnappers. What if they now connive that when they get to this place, they are going to send this girl, put this girl off. Like, I just found myself in a very strange situation. Oh, I noticed that after I finished praying, in fact, I slept off while praying. You can imagine, I was even sleeping. I slept off while praying. Then there's this place they stop at Zamfara for people to buy stuff. So we got there. It was the person sitting beside me that tapped me and said, "We are in Zamfara. We want to buy anything." I was not like, I was even sleeping. And I said, thank you. No, I don't want to get anything. And I said, okay. And they got down. I was now the only one in the bus. Then later on, I decided to come down. I came down and got something. And then I was not waiting for them to come back again. Like, they just probably forgot that there was nobody in the bus. Like, they just forgot, like, oh, maybe she's a man like us. But it was when I got home, I was even telling my mom. My mom was like, you this girl, you this girl, you this girl. Don't do that. Blah, blah. They're just saying a lot of things in my mind. What do you want me to do? I've already paid transport fare. And trust me, I wasn't paying attention, right? Would I want to be in that situation again? I would say no. Consciously, I will not put myself in such a situation again. I will not consciously want to enter a bus filled with men. But the good part is I have God, right? I have God. So even if I find myself in a situation where I didn't willfully put myself in, God will always come true for me, because